Hey guys, it is Targon here doing another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today I'm doing part 1 of my Ultimate Deathknight free-to-play series, where I am going to be using Ultimate Deathknight in compositions to clear all the level 20 dungeons with very accessible champions. Alright, so today we're going to talk about Dragon. Dragon early on is the most important dungeon, so if you are new to the game or you're kind of like at that point in the game where you're trying to advance, uh, right now we're getting this free login champion, which is Ultimate Deathknight, and he is going to help you be able to clear the dungeons without any other like really lucky legendary champions. So today I have put together a very accessible dragon team. Now this is actually going to be an easier accessible dragon team in terms of who's making it up than some of the other dungeon teams. I might use Scyl in some of the other ones, but for dragon you really want to try and push to get past dragon 20, at least to be able to beat dragon 20 as soon as possible, because that way you're getting level 6-star speed gear, life steal gear. All that gear is really important early on. Stalwart gear also is really helpful for clan boss early on if you don't have an unkillable setup. So being able to beat Dragon 20 early on is really important, and you can do this without Scyl by using Ultimate Deathknight instead. So let me just go over how I have him geared. Now, I do have really high-end gear on him, but you're going to see, so these stats, so 5,000 defense is a lot. I know for most of you, you won't be able to get there. But if you watch how the run goes, he never gets close to dropping. And even though his shields scale from defense, even if the shields are a little bit smaller, it's not going to make or break this run. But just so that we can kind of get an idea, let me see, how far down is that going to drop me in accuracy? Let's go, I'll go ahead and take these off. So now we have maybe a little bit more reasonable. We'll see if I can do the run now with this. So we've got 40,000 HP, 4,000 defense, a little bit more doable for if you're like earlier in the game. Might still be tough to get there, but we'll see how this goes. 200 speed is good. You want to have 200 accuracy for Dragon 20. For any level 20 dungeon, you need 200 accuracy. It's 10 accuracy per level of the dungeon. All right. And also note, I don't have all of this gear fully upgraded yet. I do have quite a few 6-star pieces. So don't feel like you have to have all that. He's still going to be fine as is. Other members of the team are geared much more manageably for earlier in the game. So I'm going to be using Kale. Under 40,000 HP, I have 2,000 defense on him. He's just over 170 speed, almost 300 accuracy. Ideally, I'd like to get him faster. And so, I kind of went with more sustainability on him with the HP chest, and I made sure to have a few defense percent substats as well on him. I'm going to be using another rare, which is Apothecary. And you'll see here again, his gear is not fully upgraded either. So, I still need to fully upgrade. I recently switched his build and put him in a Relentless set. I like running him in a Relentless because he's helping my team to go faster, and he's also healing, which is very important. And then I am using 2 epic champions. One of them is a little bit unique, and that is Doom Priest. And I probably should switch her back into a Relentless set. I have her without the Relentless for my clan boss setup currently. But I'm going to leave her like this just so you can kind of know, like, she's not going to be like a super crazy build. Over 5,000 HP might be a little bit difficult early on, but you can get there, and I don't think you don't need this much. Again, 2,000 defense is good. Doom Priest is a little unique with her passive. She's cleansing, which helps with the stun from the dragon, but you could potentially substitute her with someone like Sepulchre Sentinel or someone else who can cleanse or block debuffs. Those are both going to be really helpful. And then I'm also using Tyrell, who I'm also running in Relentless. And the goal for him is he's putting decreased defense and decreased attack on. Of course, Ultimate Death Knight can also do decrease attack. So, his build is pretty solid, but it's nothing too difficult. I was able to get these types of stats on Tyrell relatively early into the game on this account. So back to Ultimate Death Knight, because he's kind of the main one. Everybody who's coming in, they're going to be getting him right now for the login. So you're going to have him, and then you can just build a team around him. You're going to want probably some additional healing, like I mentioned, blocking buffs, blocking debuffs. Ultimate Death Knight does not have any masteries on him at this moment. I have not put any books into him. He is not fully leveled. So this is a very basic Ultimate Death Knight. He can still do the job really well for Dragon 20. All right, so once you get Ultimate Death Knight, you just build a bit of a team around him. I highly recommend Kale. Hopefully you got him as your starter champion. If not, he's a rare. He's easy to get. You could maybe look at someone like Frozen Banshee or another poison champion who's putting a lot of poison out. That helps with the dragon a lot. Apothecary, again, another rare. Very easy to get. And, if you don't have Tyrell, you could use War Maiden to put drop defense on everybody. And you can farm her from stage 9, I believe, in campaign. And so this is kind of designed to be if you don't have Scyl yet. If you do have Scyl, definitely use her maybe in place of really any of these guys. But so early game, this would be how you kind of push through. So let's go ahead and take a look. And I did review Ultimate Death Knight's kit in another video. Hopefully you're already familiar with it. And so this will just kind of show the run. So we got Apothecary making us move faster. We've got Tyrell dropping defense so that this goes a little bit faster. And Ultimate Death Knight is here. He's just there to provide some shield. And again, this is where having Doom Priest is super helpful because she is going to be cleansing because we got the Tyrells on the other side who are putting decreased defense, which we really don't want. And so you saw the shields that Ultimate Death Knight is doing are really helping to minimize damage. But you'll see here, this is why I do recommend having another healer, or if not, maybe putting Ultimate Death Knight in regeneration gear, just to make sure that he's getting plenty of heals. Potentially lifesteal as well might be good for him. And we don't have a reviver on this team, so if somebody goes down, then we could be in a bit of trouble. But the good thing here is he's putting decreased attack on all of these guys, and the Hordens can hit pretty hard, so it's a good thing to have decreased attack, AoE in the kit when you're facing Dragon. And having decreased attack on the Dragon himself is also really, really helpful. But so far, nobody has dropped below 50% health, which is why I'm saying, like, even if you can't get to 4,000 defense on Ultimate Death Knight, his shields will still be good enough that they'll help get you through it. And with Ultimate Death Knight's passive, where he absorbs damage that comes to another ally, you do want to make sure that you have some additional ways to heal him, especially if he's not booked. I think if he's booked and he's doing his shield and his heals every 3 turns, then it's a lot easier to keep him alive. But if you're going unbooked, you probably do want to have a healer. But there's plenty of options for that. Again, Apothecary is perhaps the best option. And I just love how he's just flailing that sword around haphazardly, going in there. And I think Tyrell is the only champion I have in this comp that has 6-tier masteries at the moment. working on Doom Priest. I got Kale up there a little bit, and I was working on Apothecary, but then I just replaced them with other champions, so I kind of dropped off on the masteries with them. But so you see here, because we're able to keep decrease attack on, and granted, Tyrell's helping a lot with that. But Ultimate Death Knight, with 200 speed and Apothecary boosting him, he's getting a lot of turns. So even with, I think it's a 4-turn or maybe 5-turn cooldown on his decrease attack, he's still going to be able to get that through a lot and hit the dragon with it so that he's not doing as much damage to you. And here we've got the shields up. Let's see, how much damage is this dragon going to do? Didn't even get through the shields. All right, so that's where, he's just so good. That's why shields are so good. Sometimes they're not necessarily like a fancy thing. It's like, oh, okay, it's a shield, but it takes an entire hit that now you don't have to worry about healing your champion for. Doom Priest is really nice because she heals everybody. So if you don't have Doom Priest, and you have like Apothecary and these continuous heals as your only healing, you don't want people taking too many hits. So the shield's absorbing a full hit from the dragon. That's really, really helpful. And the decreased attack, again, is key there. And there we go. 4.5 minutes. So for a team with a few rares and a few epic champions and a unmastered, not fully built legendary champion, I love this run. I think this is a really solid run. So if you're, early game, mid game, I would say if you haven't 6-starred anyone yet, you want to first work on a campaign farmer. After that, if you've got Ultimate Death Knight, take him to 60. Because he has the shields and the heals, he can just help push you through so much content, clearing the dungeons. It's so important. Dragon kind of being that first dungeon that you really want to try and get through. All right, so that concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you're able to build Ultimate Death Knight and incorporate him into your teams and get through some of this more challenging content. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any other ideas for how to build him, maybe using some different types of equipment sets. I just have kind of a mix of things on him right now. But if you have some other ideas, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. So, I want to hear how people are using this champion because I think he's really going to be so helpful for so many people. All right. So, hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time.